Hey, it's Michael Saul, but everybody calls me Tiny, and this video is the best start in 32 years, so now what? Plus, is it time to buy LYFT? This is stock market analysis for the week of April 6th, 2019. I call it April tongue-in-cheek because it's still freaking raining. I thought the April showers lead to May flowers, not to more showers. Okay, if you would like to receive intra-week updates, go to www.attackthemarkets.com. Put in your first name, your best email address, follow directions, and you will be on the distribution list. Facebook group is at facebook.com/groups/attackthemarkets. If you like what you're hearing on this video, and come on, you know you do, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I can move up the ranks in YouTube. And to never miss a video when I upload one, click subscribe and smash the bell, and you will be notified when a new video is uploaded. If you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you with open arms and a big kiss. Mwah. Okay, let's talk about the market. S&P 500 closed just below its all-time high. It hit a new high on Wednesday, pulled back, pivoted off the 20-day moving average, and is continuing to do what I like, which is grind. It reverts back to the short-term mean, it finds some support, and then it continues higher. I believe that this is a sign that we are going to continue to go higher in the short term. Does this mean that we could get a deeper pullback than what we've been seeing here? Absolutely. We can go back to the 50. We can go back to the 200 even. But I do not believe that we are on the verge of a new bear market or a huge correction or anything like that as of right now. Here's the deal with the market. They can be fickle. It can be fickle sometimes, which means that my opinion may change after just a couple of days or a couple of weeks worth of action. But right now, it is grinding higher. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is the strongest way that a market can move higher. All right. A lot of people say, no, I want to see the big range expansion and the big volatile moves on the upside. Well, first of all, an increase in volatility correlates with downside movement, and volatility is mean reverting. So as long as volatility is staying the average, okay, well, it's reverting back to its mean, right? But if it gets out of hand, like it goes really high or it goes even really low, which it isn't. A lot of people are saying record volatility levels. Yeah, I mean, I guess for the if you look at it over a certain time span, maybe. But right now, no, the VIX is not at record lows. It is low. Volatility is low. But again, that's not bad since an increase in volatility, like I said, usually correlates with the downside. So that's the S&P 500. The Dow, let's go to the Dow if it will pull up for me. Dow not yet at new all-time highs. I think it's getting there. The Russell, nice push here. Okay, nice push out of this base. Let's see if it can continue and get up to the highs. It still has some work to do. Mid-caps, similar. Didn't break out of this little base, but it's starting from a higher point. And the NASDAQ continuing to hit highs. You can see here, basically closed at the record high. Maybe by a couple of ticks, but I like this little coil here. Let's see if it can release from this as well. If I sound like a permabull, yeah, I am, because the market still continues to look higher. Perma is a tough word for me because, like I said, I can absolutely change if the market decides, hey, you know what? We're not going higher anymore, and something occurs that tells me, okay, this is the shot across the bow, and this is saying, okay, we have more downside to be seen. So then I will absolutely change my opinion. So what about this 32-year deal that I talked about in the title of this video? Well, here's an interesting piece on CNBC, and I'll link this in the YouTube description. But the last time stocks rallied this much to start the year, they plummeted. How about that word? Woo! Over the summer. All right, so stocks have surged through April in their best start to a year in 32 years, but markets don't have a good track record of following up on a rally of that size. There were 4 other years since World War II that the S&P was up at least 15% to kick off the year, like we're going to be this year. 3 of those years are virtually flat during these worst 6 months of the year. The other was 1987 when we lost about 13%. But I mean, here it is. The stock has roared nearly 18% higher in the first 4 months of the year. Stocks that had that kind of run in 1987 when the S&P rallied 19%. Stocks last had that kind of rally, 19% through April for a crash of 13% the following 6 months. All right, so the previous 3 years, you see here, 83, 75, 67 markets were largely flat. So again, little sensationalism, I don't know. The last time stocks rallied this much, yeah, okay, they plummeted, but the previous 3 times they were basically flat. What does that mean? Do I think that there is a sell in May and go away seasonality we should be aware of? Absolutely. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that I do respect sell in May and go away, but not as a timing factor. I want to use the technicals as timing. I like to use seasonality as a backdrop. So again, I just said it a couple of minutes ago. I'm not seeing anything here that's telling me, oh, it's time to short, it's time to short. No, but the market can be fickle. So if things change, we have to be fluid and ready to adapt, okay? Again, it's not really giving, I'm not really doing any mind-blowing, I'm not giving any mind-blowing information here. Hey, stay adaptive. But again, that's why it's important that the perma part of perma-bull can come off. Yeah, I'm a bull. Perma, for now, sure, but I have no problem, no ego saying, oh yeah, I was really bullish and now I'm not anymore. So what? All right, this is about money. It's not about being right. All right, I mean, yeah, you could say there's some correlation there, but it's not about being right without money on the table. Like just saying, oh, I knew this was going to happen. Well, how much money did you make? Well, nothing, but I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, okay. I'd rather say, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to happen. And look, I made money because I was pretty sure, and I was I sized appropriately, etc. Okay, so anyway, let's look at the semiconductors. They are in a coil here. All right, you can put the trend lines in, and you can see nice little coil here. Not really the cleanest looking coil, but I'm not going to spend time adjusting it. But you see here, so that looks like it may want to move higher. Here's KLA Tanker right up near the highs. Here's Intel got smashed. So Intel got smashed. We saw that last week. Now it's on the bounce, so it's between the 50 and the 200. It's got to move out of one of those before I'm getting excited there. Here's NVIDIA. So NVIDIA between the 50 and the 200. I believe they have earnings coming up as well. What about the banks? So the banks, all right, they're still setting up here above the 200-day moving average. Let's see if they can get some release here. Here's Bank of New York into the 20 EMA. I'd look for better fish to fry, like Bank of America or Citigroup. They're all looking okay. JP Morgan's out in front. All right, what about XBD? Whoops, not ABD, XBD or ADD, right? So look at the brokers. Wow, nice push here. Do have some resistance up in the 286 area. How about Goldman? Right at the 200-day moving average. So the Goldman is squeezing here. Notice how the 50 and the 200 are coming together. This should move sooner rather than later. It's sitting right at the 200-day moving average. Will it pop up, or will it rotate back down to the 50-day and then try to come up once again? How about Morgan? Okay, coiling up here. How about Legg Mason? Better fish to fry, right? I know I'm going to the well with that. All right, Amazon on the move again. Looks like it wants to try to attack the highs. Apple, okay, a little extended. Wouldn't mind to see a longer pause or maybe even a pullback here. How about Alphabet? Right? And this is what I talk about buying new highs. Okay, I always talk about this. Highs are a place where people like to take profits, not necessarily initiate. If you bought new highs here, you are cracked. That's a pretty big move. Yeah, it's a $1,300 stock, $100, no big deal. Yeah, it's a big deal. Big deal to me. I mean, it's, 8%, that's a pretty big deal. If you're using an 8% stop, you stop down on this if you bought at the high, right? A lot of people like the 8% stop because it's a William O'Neill kind of deal, Investor Business Daily, right? And I'm not knocking him. I think he's great. I love William O'Neill, right? But anyway, so yeah, that's why I'm not saying never buy new highs. Just wouldn't you rather be in with something like this where you could highlight the volatility contracting, and then when it releases, and then maybe you could, you probably would have, if you didn't take profits, you probably still would have got hosed, right? But anyway, that's Google. How about Zuckbook? Zuckbook coiling here, looking for the next move in this, and it could be higher. All right, so we want to look here. All right, what else? How about bonds? Yeah, bonds are coiling up here. Oil, is down at the 200-day moving average. Good, because gas is almost $3 around where I live. Here's gold. Yeah, gold looks like it wants to hit its 200-day moving average. Here's the gold miners are below the 200-day. Miners usually lead the physical metal, the yellow metal. So we want to watch this here. Right? If gold miners continue to lead the way down, gold is going to have a tough move higher. All right. So again, let me recap, and then I'm going to talk about LYFT. I believe we are going to move higher. I believe we are grinding higher. It's good action here, and I still want to be cognizant of the fact that we are up the biggest in 32 years. The last time that happened, we had a nasty summer. Okay. I want to be aware of it, but I don't want to sit here and just start saying, "Now we got to get out, we got to get out, we got to." It doesn't make much sense. Right now, the market is acting well. If that changes, I will be sure to change. That's why it's great to be on the intra-week update list at attackthemarkets.com in order to stay on top of anything that I see. All right? Like that shameless plug to a free newsletter, right? That's not really news. That's an email kind of newsletter. All right. All right. So you know what? I got a couple more stocks. Sorry, I'm all over the place today, but I forgot Netflix. So Netflix took a few months to grind here. Now it looks like it may want to try to move higher here. So we want to watch Netflix to see if it can break out of this 387 area, whatever that is, and see if it can get going, maybe head back to the highs. You can see Disney finally taking a break, okay? And again, I'm not concerned about this. It got way out in front of itself, so I'm not surprised that it's pulling back here. What else do I want to look at? I want to look at Tesla for a minute. And the reason I want to look at Tesla is there's talk about Musk buying $10 million worth of shares, I believe. So insider buying is usually a good sign for a stock. But again, I think Tesla has bigger problems that insider buying could cure. All right, so I'm not ready to jump back into Tesla. One stock that I am looking at is LYFT, and the daily chart you could see is there's not a lot of data, or data, whichever way you say it. So it's a little tough to get a feel here, although you could see what I'm doing with the base. But all you have to do is come down to maybe the 2-hour chart or the 4-hour chart or even the hourly chart, right? Probably the hourly would work too. Yeah, there's the hourly chart, right? So here's your data. So this is a really nice base, and you could see that we've lifted up above it. But my good friend Jan, she reminded me that LYFT reports on Tuesday after the bell. They've been losing money, which of course doesn't matter, right? It matters what the forecast is and what's going to happen and all this stuff. So maybe it's a little premature to be jumping in. I don't like holding over earnings, but that doesn't mean we can't watch it this week. If it does have a reaction off of earnings and it comes down and maybe it holds the 50-day, again, we're on the 60-minute chart here, or even goes to the bottom of the range, and then it forms an intraday pattern or even a 60-minute pattern, something like this, a little double bottom or a W. This is one of my favorite patterns, right? When it comes down to support, what I call gink the support. I don't know why it's called gink, but when they gink the support, I don't know how I came up with that name, which is they go through it, but then they remount it right away. Right? So what is that? That's trapping everybody. Like, oh, here we go. LYFT is going to keep selling. Nope, sorry. And, in my opinion, the market tries to screw over as many people as possible. I like to try to be on the side of that rather than against it. I'm not screwing anybody over. I don't have any buying power to do what the institutions do, right? I'm just saying I like to follow the lead and see what they're doing. But these are the best type of patterns. And it could even happen here. Maybe it sells off after earnings, and then it comes down, takes out the low, it ginks it, as I like to say, and then comes back. Now, what if it doesn't? What if earnings are great and it goes higher? Well, you wait for a continuation pattern like we had here. This was to the downside, but what's saying that this can't happen on the upside? But I think LYFT, you got the Uber IPO coming out. I think LYFT has a good chance to actually get back to the IPO price, which would be a pretty... or not the IPO price, but the IPO high or whatever it is. That would be a pretty nice move from here. Again, let's see what happens on earnings on Tuesday. Questions? I got answers. Tiny@attackthemarkets.com. Feel free to write me. Don't forget to sign up for intra-week updates at www.attackthemarkets.com. See you in the Facebook group. Give me a thumbs up and leave a comment on YouTube, and hit subscribe and smash the bell if you want to receive updates. Have a great trading week. I will talk to you in the intra-week updates or in next week's video.